Yeah. Hey. Hey. All around the world, ball 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 around the world. EPB podcast, we all around the world. Hey.
Ball around the world, ball around the world.
Ball around the world, ball around the world.
Ball around the world, ball around the world.
EPB podcast, we all around the
Cheer,
world.
cheer, cheer. What's happening, people? Happy Friday. We are here. Yo, international break. Another one. Every time it comes around, I didn't realize there were this many at the beginning of the season. It feels like every year there's another international break. It's the Nations League. It's World Cup qualifying. I hate it, but every time I see some of these national teams play, it's actually fun to watch. We're going to be talking about England today. We're going to be talking about Brazil. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man, but we're just going to be here for a little time, short time, not a long time, just saying what's up to the community. Yo, if you're here on Instagram watching, come tap in with me. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/@eatprayball. Same with y'all on TikTok. You get the best viewing experience, but we big here. We are here another week of football. I'm going to be talking about the best thing I saw this week. That's what I always start with, which this week was France versus Israel. They played yesterday. Is that yesterday? Damn, Wednesday, Thursday. We already here. Thursday. We're already here. It's right. It's Friday. Yeah. France played Israel, struggled a little bit to find their form, as they just always look like they struggle. It's like almost like France has too much firepower. But Christopher Nknunku got a fire goal. If you haven't seen it, go to my Instagram, instagram.com/eatprayball. It's on my story. Nknunku just takes it, does a little pirouette, turns on the defender, uses strength to get past, and then just pushes it past the keeper. Chris Nknunku is starting to find his form, and I love it. As a Chelsea supporter, I absolutely love it. So that was the best thing I saw this week. The worst thing I saw this week, more injuries to players. Players like Bukayo Saka limped off of the pitch, injured this week in the England game, England versus Greece. As well as who else got injured just recently? Nathan Ake was stretchered off. I got to double check that because it looked like he was hurt. But again, just more injuries in the soccer world. That it's just to like key players like Arsenal. Arsenal might be cooked. You know, one thing to not have Odegaard is one thing, which is tough. But to miss out on Saka. Actually, we haven't checked on his injury. Let's see. Bukayo Saka injury. And he adds to the list. Obviously, Carvajal out all year with a ACL tear. Same as Rodri. Who else is on the injury list? I mean, obviously, I'm a Chelsea supporter. We got a lot of people still on the injury list. I haven't seen Reece James in 300 days. I need to see him get on the field. Let's see. Arsenal receive injury update for Bukayo Saka as Mikel faces nervous wait. Hold on, no, that was 10 hours ago. We got to have some news closer. Nope, looks like that's the closest we got. Let's see it. What's the update, man? What's going to happen with Saka? Let's take a look. Saka was unable to complete the full match. Yes, we know. No thanks. He's being assessed, Carsley told reporters. That's it. He's being assessed. We don't know yet. We're going to see. It looked like a muscular injury. It looked like maybe it was some hamstring type stuff. We're going to see. But Arsenal, they might be cooked. Chelsea play Liverpool next weekend, the weekend back from international break. But Arsenal play Liverpool the week after that, right? Halloween weekend. That's going to be really interesting to see if Arsenal have enough strength. What's happening, Planet Lovers, Piano Lovers? What's happening, bro? Just subbed. I'm a dub. Appreciate you, Piano Lovers. Big facts. We out here. Another sub. We back. Ballers in the chat. Appreciate you. We're talking footy around the world. Obviously, Saka got injured, so we can stay on England. England lost to Greece in that game, by the way. How disappointing, right? So I guess the question now is Southgate feeling vindicated? Is Southgate snickering? Because I will say that this is the most attacking – hold on, I got to pull up their lineup. This is the most attacking lineup I've ever seen – not ever, but in recent years with this new new golden generation. This is the most attacking lineup I've seen out of England in a minute. And it didn't work, right? It looked better. Like England looked like they were kind of playing better offensively, but so leaky defensively. Now, like one thing, credit to Greece. Greece freaking balled out. The boy, what is his name? Vangelis Pavlidis of Greece balled out. He applies his trade in Benfica and scored 2 goals against England. But like, all right, Trent started on the right with John Stones and Levy Colwill in the middle, which seemed like a pretty strong center back pairing. Rico Lewis got his start on the left at left back. We're going to see what his career proves to be. Again, it's really tough for players in the Pep system in my head, because I just feel like they'll always play better in Pep system than they will in general, hence Phil Foden. We're going to get to Phil Foden in a second. Cole Palmer was in the middle with Declan Rice. And then they had Anthony Gordon on the left. They had basically 4 across the front. It wasn't really a 4 across the front because Phil Foden was kind of tucked back into the midfield as well. But it was Anthony Gordon, Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden up top, and Bukayo Saka, who got injured. You got 2 strikers on the bench, man. How you not going to play a striker? So obviously England are dealing with their interim coach, Carsley, right now. So we're going to see what it looks like. Again, I still think it looked better. Even though they took an L, it looked better than Southgate ball. Southgate ball would have been the absolute reverse. There would have been 7 defenders on the field, 2 defensive midfielders, and maybe 1 attacker. You got to play Ollie Watkins earlier. He got in at the end of the game around the time and got some good attack. Honestly, he missed a couple sitters, and that was around the time that Jude Bellingham scored yet another goal for country. It looked like he had at least a game-saving goal, but the boy, Pavlidis, went ham, scored that last goal after like a little mix-up, right? Rico Lewis kind of like fumbled it in the box. It was real ugly. 2 players I need to highlight. Jordan Pickford. Yo. If you haven't seen his wildness, also on my Instagram story, Instagram.com/eatprayball, right? Jordan Pickford and Jordan Pickford's feet, bro. What is he doing? He just looks lost. I don't know if Aaron Ramsdale is any better, but I'm just so curious. All the positions in the depth that England have in their national side, and they seem to be really lacking from the keeper perspective. That's just me. I don't know. Y'all tell me if y'all feel the same way. But, yeah, man, Jordan Pickford, not the one for England. John Stones, I thought, played better. They gave him a 6.7. I thought he played a pretty good game. Levy Colwill. The Chelsea boys are up. I just named Chris Nknunku. Where's my clap? Where's my clap for all my Chelsea boys getting better, playing better for club and country, doing all of that? Let's give a little – yeah. Levy Colwill. That's actually on my Instagram as well. Instagram, on my stories, you can see Levy Colwill did his thing, goal line save after Jordan Pickford dribbled out of the box and subsequently passed the ball away. Don't know what he's doing, but that was what that was. Again, you want to join me, join the conversation, come tap in, come on over to youtube.com/@eatprayball. Let me hear your thoughts on what England looked like despite this L. It looked like it was more of a W for Greece than it was an L for England. It is what it is. It's the Nations League. They're already in Group B. I just you want players to find their form. Cole Palmer didn't do as well as we usually see him. He missed a sitter as well. Jude played him like a really easy one in the box, and he missed it. But Cole Palmer's him too. Cole Palmer is him. Jude Bellingham, though, low-key, like, might be the best player in the world. Like, and this is eye test only. Eye test and, like, stats, right? Stat lines. Jude Bellingham has been balling. Like, every time you need a game kind of saving goal, which he did yesterday, but it wasn't enough, it was Jude. It always got to be Jude. You know what I mean? So that's my dog. Folks have been saying, especially in the England camp, that he plays too much for himself. And what are the other, like, criticisms of Jude Bellingham? He's selfish. He only wants the glory, all this stuff. I think they hate his celebration. I'm not going to lie to you. All that sounds like racist rhetoric, man. Jude is y'all's savior. Y'all should be protecting Jude at all costs. He's doing everything you need him to do from the midfield position. Like, he's doing everything offensively and everything defensively. He's basically doing what he's got the skill set of Paul Pogba, but is able to play all positions. He's literally playing 8 through 10, and it's working. So, obviously, all right, that's the Jude glaze of the day. What else we got? Yeah, Jordan Pickford and Phil Foden. I told you I'd get to Phil Foden. Real quick, Phil, bro. Like, all right, again, you're going to hear me say it. I've said it all year. You know how I feel about Pep Guardiola players. You know what I mean? Like Erling Haaland, a baller. I think Pep stifles ballers, right? Erling Haaland obviously is not stifled. He's scoring basically a goal every game for club and country. But it doesn't look the same for country as it does for club. He doesn't touch the ball at all for his club, right? He touches the ball maybe 5-6 times a game and maybe gets like a goal, 2 goals, whatever, except against big teams. Doesn't score in the big, maybe not against big teams, but doesn't score in the big moments, right? Like even in the Arsenal game. He scored at the beginning of the game. Pretty good goal too, but disappeared when Arsenal got their lick back, right? Calafiori scored that. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We talking internationals. But yeah, Phil Foden, he at this point, bro, he's got to, like, you got to put in like you can't place 4 midfielders across the front line, right? You got to put an Ollie Watkins in. You got to throw a Calvert-Lewin in there. You got to throw I don't know if Ivan Toney is on this roster, but you got strikers. Obviously, Harry Kane was out, Jack Grealish was out, but you got players who can play. You got to put a striker on. Phil Foden just looks lost in the England side. So that's my story. I'm going to wear it out. You're going to hear me talk about Pep Guardiola players all year round. That's how we do it. Speaking of Pep Guardiola, Man City seems to have escaped their sentencing. They seem to have won out on the charges. They faced 115 charges, and Man City bring like a whole case up against England and the way they are keeping City from competing with these charges. So that's what happened. What is it? Let me say it in a more graceful way because we got articles up here, bro. City deny all the charges against them. There are question marks over the future of key members, Erling Haaland, Pep Guardiola. Yo, if Pep leaves City and they get charged, like, that would be crazy. But we did learn some news. Hold on. We trying to find it. If anybody got more news on Man City, come talk to me because they're looking for damages claims over the Premier League for the charges that Premier League levied against them. I wasn't actually supposed to talk about this today, so I'm actually reading this article right in front of you. But I'm just going to read the top of this from Telegraph. It says the Premier League civil war will enter a new phase over the next month when Man City are expected to receive legal notices from rival clubs that reserve their rights to seek damages. That is wild. This was published today, October 10th. Actually, today's the 11th. It was published yesterday. Claims for breach of contract generally have 6-year limitations, and with allegations of Man City rule-breaking emerging, Der Spiegel in 2019, there's a feeling of inside the league that clubs must act to reserve their rights while football's so-called trial of the century continues. So Man City have denied breaking any rules, but they were given, but City say they have irrefutable evidence to support their innocence over breaches and financial fair play. So that stuff is still going on. More to come. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Bruce, what's happening? Bruce is in the building. Bruce, when's Germany play? When's the next time we doing it? That's my German baller, my EPB German ambassador tapping in to the stream. All right, we're gonna get back to international. I just a little ADHD, little tail off onto Man City, but more to come on Man City. We don't know if it'll just be fines or what. Bruce says today I can only watch for a couple of minutes. You got a guitar lesson. My boy is in the arts. Bruce, I want to hear one day you throw up this guitar. I don't know if you see me on the guitar on my Instagram, but I don't play it, but I can make it look like I play it really well. Today, 2045 against Bosnia. Okay, we got it. That's 11:45 here, almost noon on the West Coast, but they play Bosnia-Herzegovina. I feel like in Europe, in the Nations League, no matter what they try, they still play the same teams over and over again. It's always like Portugal versus like Maldives or something, and Bosnia-Herzegovina versus, Germany, Spain, Italy. Belgium yesterday. I didn't talk about that. Belgium was a fire game. I can't tell if they are both just kind of lower tier than what they usually are, or if Italy is kind of playing out of their minds despite not having the strongest lineups on paper. And Belgium is kind of refreshing their golden generation, right? Like, we know Belgium's a small country. We know they have a lot of superstar players, have had a lot of superstar players to have come through. There's a hot take out there, which I completely agree with, that the golden generation was actually the Hazard generation, right? Like, yes, they had Axel Witsel and Mertens and those ballers, right? Obviously Kevin De Bruyne and Lukaku and them, but that team was golden because Hazard was the guy. No other reason. And now, obviously, we saw Hazard retire a couple years ago, and Belgium just ain't been right. I mean, Belgium still ain't been right even when Hazard was on the team, but at least they were getting to quarterfinals and looking like the golden generation. Now they just look like a disappointment. I think it's interesting. But they still got ballers on the squad. Obviously, Jeremy Doku is popping out, and looks like he's going to be, a really important facet for them. Openda is balling, at least for club. Not necessarily yet for country. So we're going to see what that has to hold. But really actually impressed with Italy and the way they attack. I forgot who scored the goals. It was their striker. Shoot, I can look it up right now. We are balling around the world. We could definitely look this up. Nations League. What was Nations League A? Italy, Belgium. Oh, it was Cambiasso who scored the first goal. But it's who's the striker? Pellegrini, who got a red card. That's still not who I'm talking about. Retegui. Okay, that's also Matteo Retegui. He plays for Atalanta. Striker, but he was also not the guy I'm thinking about. So the guy I'm thinking about didn't even play. Let me see if he was on the bench. Fiaggioli, Vicardo, Bellanova. They got all kinds of players on this team that you kind of know of, but like aren't quite superstars yet. I can't even find the striker I'm looking for. But again, solid. Sandro Tonali is back in the lineup balling. DiMarco was there. Cambiasso, the new Cambiasso, the Juventus Andrea Cambiasso doing his thing. So Italy is a really interesting team to watch. What is their next game? They play again on Tuesday against Israel. So we're going to see them play again. Again, France just pummeling Israel. We're going to see. But, yeah, man. Italy. Watch out for them. All right. What else are we talking about today? Brazil. We're going to go all the way down to the CONMEBOL, huh? CONMEBOL. Can't even say that right. What's Bruce saying over here before we go to CONMEBOL? I can send you a voice message via Insta DMs. Belgium team is overrated right now. Wow. Belgium is overrated right now. Yeah, I mean, they got players, man, overrated. I don't think they are overrated because I don't think anybody's expecting anything from Belgium, which gives them some freedom to play. By the way, Belgium play France on Tuesday. That's going to be a game of the week. We're definitely going to do a little watch party live stream and watch that game, and we'll see how overrated Belgium is. This is the kind of the slightly hampered France, right? No Mbappe on the squad, but obviously ballers. They got Brad Barcola. They got obviously Ousmane Dembele. They got Thuram, all the ballers playing. So we're gonna see what France do against Belgium. But Trossard, who scored again yesterday and had an assist, baller. Jeremy Doku, Openda, Tielemans is still going. I feel like Tielemans need to find a bigger club. That's just me, but it might be too late now. The man is 27? No, it's not too late. He could go find a bigger club. Honestly, would I take Tielemans at Chelsea? At this point, maybe. I think he would be a better Enzo. I think Romeo Lavia, though. I want two just holding midfielders so we can push those guys on the wings up top. Push our wing backs, invert our wing backs. Yeah, I'd rather that. So that's where I'm at. Even though Tielemans could sit in the middle and then Cucurella could come in the middle and then Tielemans could push up, get into the attack, and get off the shots. Because I don't think Enzo Fernandez. Okay, I'm talking Chelsea. We're supposed to stick international. It's international break. Let's not tail off. My bad, y'all. I'm only going to be here for a couple more minutes. What else we talking? We talking Brazil. Didn't I say I was going to get to Brazil? Y'all are seeing like a live ADHD tale left and right. But we still here. Zora AMV says, man, come on. Lamine Yamal is the GOAT. Interesting. I mean, he's a baller. Who would you rather have right now, Lamine Yamal or Jude Bellingham? I think that's a pretty good. It's not apples to apples comparison, but in terms of like players who are playing at big clubs and who are doing it for club and country, young guys, right? Lamine is 17, Jude is 20. Who would you rather have on your team right now? I'm taking Jude, but Lamine is that guy for sure. He's that guy for sure. We're seeing some internet mixes, so I might be skipping a little bit. Let me know if you can't hear me anymore. I'm gonna try to. I don't know what's up with my internet. It is just buffering. We're gonna call Spectrum on this thing because they gotta get this right. Anyway, let's finish off with Brazil before my internet craps out and I have to restart the stream. Let's finish it off. Bruce for sure for the future Yamal. Zora says Lamine for sure. I'm not mad at you, but definitely I got Jude. There was another one I wanted to compare. Who's another like quick young winger?